talking about the actual
Okay, there you go.
page.
So you just popped up. Now I can see you.
Still nothing.
Can you?
Still
Can
the
you
same
guys-
on the stream.
All right.
Oh, there we go.
Is Zoom showing up on the restream?
Now we got sound and picture.
Now it's back.
Hey, we're back.
Hey, that was weird. Did
Start over.
I could see it the whole time. I could see all of you guys. I'm watching you guys on
Dave, are you on Facebook or on YouTube?
That's so weird.
This one's off the crew page.
I still am not getting anything coming through. Oh, now it's the crew page. Okay.
That's so fucking weird.
Start over.
All right.
Yeah, they're saying they have sound. Yeah, now it's better. Yeah, not sure what that malfunction was. But I don't know. I seen you guys the whole time. I was sitting here looking at you. I don't know.
Oh shit! I hear
This
voices.
is our mime section of the Wake and Bake Show.
All right. So okay, here we go. Nope, that's the wrong one. Shit. All right.
Back to you, Dave.
All right.
What? Dave's not here.
Dave's not here.
Really?
I think we're getting to the article, Mari.
Okay, fuck it. Article time. Let's get it. If you
just muted.
If you didn't know, I'll say it again real quick. This show is brought to you by the Wake and Bake crew, which is all of us you see on the screen here. We are the chosen family, and we are here every single day. You can join us by clicking the same link every day, every single morning, between 9:30 and 10:30. If you want to get involved in the work that we're doing to free cannabis here in Minnesota, you can check us out at www.minnormal.org/join. You can become a dues-paying member for as little as $4.20 a month. Cha-ching! And as I always say, a little bit goes a long way when it comes from a lot of people. We're looking for volunteers. You could be one of them. Two-step process. Go download our empowerment app. Super simple app. www.getempower.com/MNNormal. NORML. We use it to send out notifications, updates to all of our members. So if you want to stay in the know, download that app first. And then if you want to become a volunteer, shoot any of the pages a message and say, hey, I download the empowerment app. I'm ready to get started to free cannabis. And we'll get you locked and loaded with all the ammunition to help us free cannabis here in Minnesota. Now, let's get to the show. So, first in national news, we have a awesome story. Well, it's not awesome, but it's very vital. I think it's a really important story. I think we all agreed on that. And it is the lack of standards and dubious business practices threaten to upend cannabis testing industry. Yeah, we'll get into that in a little bit here. Following that, we got an article. It's a little bit more upbeat. The best music playlist for psychedelic therapy are explored in a new Johns Hopkins study. They're studying those mushrooms, and they are bringing us some results, which is pretty cool. Following that, we got some local news, which Big Mike, the Green Hulk, will be bringing to you. We got some events coming up. We got an event coming up, a really awesome one. I think if you are thinking about getting involved, this is an event that you definitely want to be at. Following that, we also have our super duper dandy Mandy with the fact of the day, the cannabis fact of the day to be more precise. Bringing that knowledge. I love getting cracked over the head with knowledge. It's just like my favorite part of the day. Right after the strain of the day with Corey the Kid. Pew, 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 pew. Bringing them them beautiful pistols, not like pistols, but like pistols. You get it? No, but yeah. So bringing them beautiful, lovely cannabinoid picks that I just love so much. We also have our Dabbin' Dave, who's going to bring you some nice forecasts so you can know whether or not traveling is safe or whether you need to chill inside for a day and just, kick back, smoke, and get some housework done. After that, we got our infamous Wheel of names. Names is actually a wheel of numbers today, but we will be doing that wheel of names, which I will transcribe that number into a name for the winner today for the badass prize that we had for last week, which was the 2-in-1, two feelings in your palm at the same time. Feeling two feelings in your palm, the 2-in-1 dab pen. So let me know how that feels when you get it, whoever wins that. We will also have our word of the day. We are getting an opportunity to win another badass prize, which we have for you guys this week. We showcased it yesterday, and it is something I'm going to show you a little bit later. I got it right here, but I'll show you what it is later in the show, so you got to stay tuned. With that, I'm going to go ahead and pass off this pen to my man, Greg, and let's see what this digital thing turns it into. There you go, Greg.
I have to figure out it's going to be a preheated puff coat.
Yeah, we gotta figure
Got the
out.
mid dab. Sorry, man. So Minnesota Business Daily, we got an article here. Lack of standards, dubious business practice threaten to upend cannabis testing industry. So a lack of standards is among the factors plaguing the cannabis testing industry, threatening to undermine consumers' confidence in marijuana products and making it harder for some testing businesses to operate, according to industry insiders. But the problem doesn't stop there. Testing lab officials and regulators contend some marijuana businesses, such as growers, processors, and manufacturers, are shopping around labs that will give them the results that they want to see in the way of THC potency and contaminants, according to industry officials. Other cannabis businesses are saying they're sending in samples of their marijuana that they have been altered with spray-on cannabis oil or dusted with THC crystals to give the impression of a higher THC content among these practices. Regulators, meanwhile, are shuttering testing labs for allegedly reporting results that don't match with their audits. Earlier this month, the Washington State Liquor and Cannabis Board suspended the licenses of Prax Laboratory for allegedly falsifying testing data on more than 1,200 samples of cannabis and higher THC numbers than they actually found. Its standards now, Centralia, Washington-based lab, is suspended for 180 days, effective December 10th. During the investigation, the lab owner attempted to destroy evidence, falsify data, and efforts to obstruct the agency's ability to conduct complete investigation. It also noted that disgruntled former employees stole data from the lab, and that's one of the reasons they were able to get things to them. This is kind of a long read. It is, seriously, guys, it is a great read. It is scary in the fact that the reality is there's no oversight at all anywhere on any of this. From these labs to seed banks to there's problems all the way across the board because nobody knows what they're getting, and there's so much variance so often. What do you guys think about this?
I think you said the key word right there was oversight, and we have to make sure this doesn't happen to us either. And I think it's a national level too. I mean, it has to be watched across the board, because not all, even if when we legalize, it's not going to be like just Minnesota labs are going to be testing. They're probably going to go out state. So it definitely needs regulation. And like I said, what we talked about before, if there's a possibility of potency tax, they're going to be going the other way. They're going to be tanking the numbers in the other direction. So there has to be consistency.
Yep.
I think it's kind of crap that they're even going to allow them to open back up, being that they to destroy evidence. They did so much. I think they should have shut that place down.
Sounds like some serious interior problems there.
Yep.
Let a motherfucker like one of us try to destroy some evidence and see what happens.
If we ever get to do work in that industry again, much less work outside of a 12 by 12 cell.
That's ridiculous. Yeah.
Definitely. Put this in your pipe and smoke it, Dave.
All right. Well, let me grab that puff call. Oh. It's not
Not the
punk
same?
rock.
See?
Not quite.
Yeah.
Oh well.
I think
is
the
what it
struggle
is.
between my computer and your guys is really my benefit.
I think so. So, what do we like to listen to when we're tripping? Well, that's a question that's been asked for a long time, but John Hopkins decided to take a look. So, psychedelic therapy sessions often incorporate music, and typically that music is a classical genre. But new research out of John Hopkins University School of Medicine suggests that there may, in fact, be no special value in playing Mozart concerto or a Chopin etude for tripping patients. Gongs could work just as well, if not better, the study found. So, Western classical music has long been assumed to be the standard in psychedelic therapy. Researchers wrote in the study, published Tuesday in the American Chemical Society Journal, Journal Pharmacological and Translational Science, the present data challenge this notion that Western classical music on for matter any specific genre of music is an integral superior in strictly superior form of music to support psychedelic therapy, at least for all people at all times. Analyzing a 10-person trial involved the use of psilocybin therapy to help people quit smoking tobacco. The John Hopkins team compared sessions featuring classical music with those involving overtone-based music, featuring instruments such as gongs, Tibetan singing bowls, or the didgeridoo, among others. Although we found no significant differences between the two musical genres studied here, the team wrote several trends suggested that overtone-based playlist resulted in a somewhat better outcome and was preferred by a larger portion of the small sample in patients. So in other words, while the results don't prove that overtone-based music yields better outcomes than classical, the findings nevertheless call into question whether Western classical music typically played in a psychedelic session holds a unique benefit. So with that, I'm going to put that in the rest of it in the comments. You can go through it. There's actually a couple playlists on here that they showed the music that they used in the study. I was surprised when I started reading this. I thought we were going to be talking about classic rock. I thought we were going to be talking about hip hop or something, but no, they just stuck with the two basics. I personally, I prefer classic rock when I'm tripping, but that's to me. That's just me. So I don't know. How about you guys?
Way to go back
Well,
to the acid shows and say, let's play some Grateful Dead.
There you go. That's
I think the I think the only difference is that they're studying maybe for medicinal benefits. It sounds like. So like the water study by Doctor. I don't know his name. I think it's like Mitsubishi or something like that. But they did that water study where they played classical music and rock music and different types of music to water overnight, and then did a microscopic where they looked in at the molecules and they could see the difference where the rock music broke up the molecules and like the classical music created these really beautiful patterns. And so I think based off of that, they're looking to see to incorporate that with the therapies that they're doing using psychedelics to promote healing is what my guess is, which is why they don't use like the stuff that we like.
Science is cool.
Stuff we like isn't good enough.
That just means they never played Pink Floyd's The Wall.
It just makes sense, right? Just throw the whole Woodstock soundtrack up there and
I was surprised that they just used classical music as like a standard for everyone. I would have thought that they would have had a little variance in people's like preferences or something, but yeah, that's interesting. I think they did a Mythbusters thing where they did it to plants and they proved that it didn't really matter what the plants listened to, although they actually the plants really liked Metallica. I know that they did that. So it is kind of surprising that they just think that the basic music would be like Western classical when there's so much tribal music, there's so much like basic music that people have made. Like, I mean, just put some people in front of a campfire with any kind of materials and they're going to make you some music. So
I love the didgeridoo. And I think that's something that, I could see that kind of taking you somewhere.
Yeah.
As you're just kind of like,
A sitar also.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, or just like, the plain like flute noises or something, just something delicate and nature like, I think that they would try. But
Overtones, yeah.
whatever. That doctors got their ways.
Yeah, or
I think
even
what
very
Vari,
specific frequencies.
yeah, I think what Vari was saying was dope. Why he said he was playing it to water and seeing how it affects the water. That's kind of like those bowls that they have where they
Yeah.
roll it around
The
and it
music
makes
is
that.
very harmonic.
Science is cool.
Yeah, you got to think if it affects water like that, and we're 75% water, you got to think, those vibrations affect our bodies in a certain way. Anyway, I'll just jump right into the local news. Shout out to Vari, the man. Thank you, Dave. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Greg, for the article. Welcome to back, Greg. I'm glad you're feeling better. It's nice to see you. Shout out to the Wake and Bake crew, Facebook, and everybody that jumps on with us every day. Thank you guys for participating and listening to what we have to say. We do have a few things going on. Number one top priority is our members meeting on January 16th. If you didn't get an opportunity to go to that event, please go on that event. Click going, share it if you want, invite a couple of friends. We're trying to get everybody out so we can educate the community on what's next. I believe the event is called You Voted, Now What's Next. We're going to be reaching out to legislators and showing you how to start those conversations with your representatives. Also, we did do text banking. So if you got a text from me or Vari, it's not a scam. It's not some bull crap. It's actually us sitting there sending those text messages, inviting you to come to the event. Please respond to us. Let us know if you can make it. We'll also send you a link to the event if you don't have it already, so you can go to the Zoom and add it to your calendar and get notifications from when that event does start. With that, I'm going to go ahead and pass it off to Corey the Kid or Mandy, Dandy, Mandy with the facts. I'm not sure which one. Who we got here? I don't see
Everyone you want.
They got the cameras on, so I don't see them.
Looks like Dandy's on the
Black
trigger.
says right, Corey?
Trigger Corey. See with the fast draw.
All right, which way is big? That way or the other way?
That is a beautiful looking plant right there.
Yep, that looks good. Ooh.
Yeah, that's big right there.
That's good. Yep.
All right. So today's strain of the day is Mob Boss. Mob Boss is 18 to 24% THC. It's an indica dominant 60-40. It's a cross between Chem Dog and Tang Tang. I've never heard of that one. That's interesting. The common effects are happy, relaxing, euphoric, uplifting, and energetic. Common uses are for bipolar, fatigue, inflammation, nausea, PMS, PTSD, and stress. The terp flavor is it's a citrus, lemon, spicy, sweet, and woody flavor. The grow tip is it's a moderate plant to grow. It flowers in about 8 to 9 weeks, and you get 24 to 26 ounces per square meter. So you get actually almost a pound or better.
What was the THC on this one, Corey?
18 to 24.
I've had this before. It's a big hitter, guys. It's really like a real uplifter.
That shit looks
I
delicious.
had my boss when we were out in Colorado, I'm pretty sure.
Mm.
Yeah, it looks nice too.
And
And that's what I got for the strain of the day.
thank you, Corey.
With that, I'll pass this pipe to Dandy Mandy.
And our fact for today. Ooh, I gotta switch my screen.
But if I go like, there we go.
That should be back.
The oxygen.
Yep, there we go.
Yeah, sorry about that, you guys. I'll be right
We
back.
have 14 people watch. There we go. Now we're back. We're back.
So, let me do this. All right, so Manny, we cut out just when you started your fact.
Okay. That's
Okay.
fine.
I will put it back.
Then they'll be in the.
Come on.
It'll be up there.
All right, read two. Here we go. Back for the day. Shows promise in autism treatment. Cannabis is known to calm users down. And can
He's
help
writing his reply.
It can help children with autism that experience frequent violent mood swings and helps control it. And I personally have experience with this as my son is autistic. I give him CBD and it helps immensely with his violent outbursts when he used to have them. It's great. That's the only medication my son's ever had to take, except for when he's had like the flu.
Tight. That's what's up. Well,
Israel had it right.
yeah, Israel, man, they're just like leading the way. Isn't it crazy?
Yep.
Israel's over there just like, hey, cannabis, let's find out what you do, and just like diving into it. I think when we first started the show, we had like in the first 4 weeks probably 8 or 9 different stories from different studies from Israel on cannabis, different cannabis studies.
Isn't Israel the one that dropped the weed all over the place too?
Yeah. Yes, they
Yeah.
did.
Although I don't know. I don't know if that was the
Grower.
government. I think that was a
was-
stunt by like some guy,
it
and
was.
he like used drones and shit to like drop
Yeah.
weed.
They're in the middle of a legalization effort, so they don't have legal weed